Are you ready to be empowered with hope, faith, and confidence to believe in yourself, to overcome your fears and battle through every challenge and bully you face, both real and in your mind? Are you ready to learn life-changing strategies on how to develop the right mindset and positive mental attitude to courageously stand out in the crowd and be who you were born to be? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the Building Warrior Confidence Podcast. Greetings and welcome to another uplifting, life-changing episode of the Warrior Confidence Podcast. I'm your host, Master Rich Grogan, and I'm truly grateful you're here today. And if you're new to the show, it's your first time, and welcome to the show. Where you been? Well, I'm glad you're here now. And those that have been here before, and the hundreds, if not thousands, that have been around since day one, goodness gracious, that's a long, long time, and I'm truly grateful. Thank you so very much for coming back for another round of Warrior Confidence Power. Well, how are we doing today? Hopefully you're having a great day, and this episode makes it even better. But maybe if you're not having a great day, then hopefully this episode is exactly what you need to turn your day around. Well, either way, I promise you, I'm going to do everything I can and give you everything I've got to make our time together empowering, valuable, educational, and most importantly, that you walk away. That's my goal, that is. That you walk away, you leave this podcast today, you say, man, that's exactly what I needed today. That's what my goal is. That's what I'm hopeful for. So today, what are we talking about? Well, let me tease you a little bit. Answer these questions. Have you ever hosted a pity party? Or have you ever been to a pity party? Or maybe I should say, when's the last time you hosted or you went to a pity party? What is a pity party? Well, think about it for a second. And then how about this one? Do you know what's the worst thing about a pity party, besides the fact that they're absolutely pitiful? Well, the worst thing is nobody brings gifts or happiness or joy. They only bring what? Pity. Yeah. So how about this weekend? Are you going to any pity parties? Are you throwing a pity party? Well, I hope not. Well, while you're thinking about that, let me remind you, make sure you subscribe to the podcast and listen to previous episodes. And, of course, if you have found value after we're done here with this podcast, please give us that 5-star review, like, subscribe, share it with someone else. And that's how we're going to help others avoid not only pity parties, but empower them to believe in themselves with that hope, that faith, that warrior confidence, to believe in who they are, to stand out in the crowd. And, of course, that's going to make our society, what I guess the ultimate goal, is a happier, healthier, and safer place to live. And then also, always got to remind you, check out our YouTube channel. Holy smokes. The link's in the description, but it's the @ symbol, Warrior Confidence, all one word, Warrior Confidence. And man, oh man, 2 new videos popping up every single week, getting a lot of new subscribers and a lot of likes, and please comment on those as well. Good? All right, well, let's jump into today's show. This is the weekend show, the Feel Good Friday Weekend Challenge. So this is a short one, so buckle up, get ready to roll. Well, this is episode number 349, and I titled this episode, Pity Parties Are Pitiful. Don't go. Kind of RSVP, no, especially this weekend. Make your weekend enjoyable. Make your weekend great. Make your weekend about, something you want to do, right? Yeah, nobody likes going to pity parties. And what is a pity party? I mentioned a little bit of it earlier. A pity party is just where people go and whine and complain. It's just a pitiful mess. Have you ever been to one of those? I asked that earlier. Have you ever been to a pity party? Have you ever hosted a pity party? Well, I'm sure at some point in time we all have. I know that I've been to many, and at times maybe I've even hosted a few pity parties. Unwillingly. It's not like I set out and planned it. What am I going to do this weekend? How about this? How about I have a pity party? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now, of course, I'm being silly, being ridiculous, because nobody would ever intentionally plan that. But oftentimes, either by, either our influences, our friends, the people we surround ourselves with, or just, the hustle and bustle of life, sometimes it knocks us down. As Rocky says, a mean, nasty place, it'll beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if we let it. Yeah, you mean nobody's going to hit as hard as life. And that happens. That happens a lot. But when you're down there, you got to battle, fight, claw, scratch to get back up. Because the longer you dwell there, the longer you dwell in pity land and have those pitiful pity parties, oh my gosh, the harder it is to get back up. I've I've got I don't know how many different videos, but it's one of the newer ones on our YouTube channel, and it talks about which muscles are you working today. Now, I'm not talking about your biceps, your triceps, or your abs, your shoulders, your legs, or any of those. I'm talking about the two muscles that we have a choice to work every single day. And they're not really muscles at all, but I think of them as muscles because just like, a muscle that you continuously work, what happens? It grows. It becomes stronger. Well, these two muscles I'm talking about are your perseverance muscles or your give up and quit muscles. Now, your perseverance muscles are about every single time that maybe you're not feeling the best. Maybe you've had a setback, a challenge. Life's hit you with a right hook of reality and dropped you. But you get back up. You get back up and you say, all right, life, you hit me hard, but I'm going to battle through. I'm going to be better today than I was yesterday. I'm going to overcome these struggles and challenges that maybe kicked my tail in the past. Well, every time you do that, you're working those perseverance muscles because you're choosing not to give up. You're choosing to persevere. You're choosing to battle through. You're choosing to overcome, battle through, succeed. Yeah. And obviously, the more often you do that, just like working any muscle, the stronger it's going to get. The stronger your resolve is going to get. That inner strength, that resilience, that determination. Yeah, each and every time. However, on the other side, if you find yourself, and I mean, it happens. It seems like it comes out of nowhere. But if we don't get back up, the longer we lay there, the longer we allow society to kick our tails and our butt, keep handing it to us, and the more we kind of wallow in that self-pity or attend pity parties or host pity parties, then unfortunately we're working on our give up and quit muscles. And just like I mentioned with the perseverance muscles or any real muscle that you're working, the more you work it, the stronger it gets. And the stronger those give up and quit muscles become, oh my gosh, it seems like the hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper and harder to get out of. Yeah. Now, I've talked about pity parties. I've got it's one of the new videos that I don't think it's even aired yet on YouTube. It's scheduled to air later on this month in July. But a lot of times folks will say, well, you talk about those pity parties. Well, we all feel down. We all feel, life's tough. You almost sound insensitive. Well, that's not my point at all. I mean, if you've seriously struggling with anxiety and depression, I'm grateful that you're listening to this show. My goal is to empower you and to give you the tools to get back up, fight another round, to develop that perseverance, develop that warrior confidence, that determination, to remind you how special, how awesome, how great, how wonderful, how unique you are. Not to give up. But if you need help beyond this, by all means, please get it. My whole part with the pity parties is oftentimes pity people, tongue-tied there, wackety wabbit. Oftentimes people have pity parties online on social media. That's not the place for it. Not at all. No. If you need some help, man, get some help. I'm grateful and glad you're listening to this, and hopefully this is helpful in what you need. But I'm also going to give you the right hook of reality. Yeah. Don't throw a pity party online. It ain't going to help. You're not going to get the help you need at all. And if you've got a friend out there that constantly has posts having a pity party, maybe you need to check in on them, find out what's going on. Now, the biggest thing is make sure you're strong enough yourself not to get sucked into that pity party where you can't get out. And that's why we always talk about, hey, you've got to make sure your cup is full first because you can't pour from an empty cup. I mean, think about that for a minute. If somebody's dying of thirst and you go to help them, but you don't have any water in your cup, what can you do to help them? You got to make sure that you've got your cup filled up first. Make sure that think about this for a second. Think about any time you've flown on an airplane. What's the instructions with the oxygen mask? Put on your mask first and then help, your child or a family member or somebody you're with. And why do they tell you to do that? Because if you try and put it on them first, well, maybe you don't get it secured properly, or maybe they're unable to, they're real young, and they're unable to help you, and then you pass out. Well, man, that's dangerous. That's why you got to put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can help them put their oxygen mask on. Same thing. You've got to make sure you're strong enough, you feel good enough, you got your perseverance muscles working, your cup is full in order to fill up somebody else's cup. And it's the same thing. If you've got a friend or family member, and I bring this up, and I don't want to go down a dark path here, but anxiety, depression, It's a real thing, and so many people are suffering from it, and unfortunately, it's taken so many lives. So check in on those if you see those. Don't get sucked into that pity party. Help them get out of it, and if you're not qualified to help them, point them in the right direction. But like I said, if you're listening to the podcast, I am so very, very grateful. My whole goal here is to remind you not to get sucked into a pity party, to remind you not to have a pity party online, to remind you to be your very, very best, to do the little things that you know you need to do in order to not only avoid the pity parties, but have the strength, the perseverance, the determination, the belief, the confidence, the hope in who? In you, to be your very, very best. That's what the Warrior Confidence brand is all about. It's like a protective shield, like the armor of God, to empower you to believe in you, yourself, your unique God-given talents, to stand up to any bully you face, but mainly the meanest, nastiest bully, which is who? The bully in our mind, the bully we see in the mirror. That's the meanest bully we'll ever face. And when I talk about bully-proofing and a bully-proof armor, talk about, man, you've got to make sure that you're bully-proof first. You got to make sure that you believe in yourself. You got to make sure that you've defeated the bully within before you try and defeat any bully on the outside. Bully-proof, warrior confidence, all works from the inside out. It's that protective shield that's strengthened from the inside. Yeah, to protect us from everything on the outside. Good? All right. So I asked a couple questions there. Have you hosted a pity party? Have you ever been to a pity party? And this weekend, are you lined up to go to any pity parties? And there's nothing wrong with saying no. If people have invited you over and you're like, man, every time I go over there, gosh dang, I got to deal with this. I got to put on a fake face. I got to act like I care. I got to act like I like these people. Life's too short, man. Don't do those things. And like I said, pity parties, the worst thing about them, man, if I go to a party, man, I want to have a good time. Yeah. And if it's my birthday party, I don't only want to have a good time. I want some cake. I want some gifts. I want people there that are happy, glad to see me. I'm glad to see them. That's a party, man. Pity party, there's no gifts. There's no joy. There's no happiness. There's no cakes. They're just pity. So it's okay to say no. It's okay to RSVP. No, I'm not going to a pity party this weekend. Really. And the same thing online. If you've got some people or friends or acquaintances online, and every time you see their post, it just makes you feel bad. If you don't want to unfriend them, I get that. You can just, unfollow, right? Or see this person less. I did a video not too long ago, and it talked about to fight or not to fight on social media. It's kind of a little bit of a different topic, but it's all about getting engaged in wars on social media and then realizing that you need to love yourself enough not to waste time getting in battles on social media with keyboard warriors that you can't see. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Love yourself, block and delete that person, and move on. There's over 8 billion people on this planet, and I think over 3 billion on social media. So if you've got somebody that's causing you problems or making you feel bad or having too many pity parties and you're unable to help them, it's not you're turning your back on them. That's another comment I'll get all the time. Man, you sound so insensitive. You're turning your back. That person needs help, and you need to help them. Well, I'm telling you, you got to make sure you're good first. You got to make sure you're good for your family and your kids. You got to make sure you're good for those that are closest to you first and foremost. And I tell you all that because oftentimes, here's being genuine and honest and transparent. I kind of overlooked and neglected, if you will. That's a strong word, but my family and my close friends. Why? Well, it's not like I did it intentional. Not like I did it to be spiteful, but I thought, well, I've got this gift of mine. I've got this knowledge with the martial arts and with the speaking and all the books I've read and the conferences. I need to make sure I'm helping the world. Now, that's my goal, to help as many people in the world as I can. But I got to make sure I got to help the people that are the most important to me, starting with I got to make sure that I'm good. I'm getting enough sleep, enough rest, enough exercise, proper nutrition, kind of filling my own cup before I can fill up any others. Man, that kind of went a whole different direction, didn't it? Yeah. Because, the real pity party that we often have, and of course pity parties are just kind of a made-up word, but it's in our mind. And who hosts that pity party? That bully within. That meanest, nastiest bully we'll ever face. The one that digs up anything and everything that makes us feel bad. you're like, why in the world does the mind do that? Well, unfortunately, the mind is like any garden, but it's the most fertile garden. What you plant in your mental garden, your mind, it grows, man. And you've heard me talk many, many times about if you want strawberries, those luscious, beautiful strawberries, in order to get strawberries, you have to have a strawberry plant. In order to get a strawberry plant, you have to do what? Plant a strawberry seed. You can't plant an onion seed and expect to get strawberries. Well, same thing with your mental garden, your mind. You can't plant ugliness and negativity and limiting beliefs and self-doubt and hope to have positivity. What you put in is what you get out. It's the most common law, the law of sowing and reaping. What you sow, what you reap, man. Yeah. That's why I strongly advise, or this weekend, careful. Be careful what parties you go to, what parties you attend. And then if you go there and it's just not working out, there's no harm in saying, because you got to take care of yourself. Just leaving early. Can you do it? Of course you can do it. Are you going to do it? Well, just like with every show, I'm hopeful that by me planting this seed in your mental garden, kind of almost giving you permission to do it, because isn't that the craziest thing? So a lot of times we're like, man, if somebody could just give me permission. Now, we would never, ever say that out loud, but it seems like our mind tells us that. Well, not that you need my permission or anyone else's for that matter, but if you do, you have my permission to not attend pity parties. You have my permission, if you go to a pity party, to leave early. You have my permission to help yourself become the very, very best you can be by planting the right seeds in your mental garden. There you go. Now you've got permission to do it. As if you needed it, well, you got it. Now, can you do it? Absolutely. Are you going to do it? I hope so. I hope so. Well, as I mentioned, this is our Friday, Feel Good Friday. So I want to make you feel good about how awesome you are. But I also want to remind you that the Warrior Confidence Weekend Challenge, your challenge this weekend, RSVP no to any pity parties. And don't host them yourself. Good? Now, can you do it? Yes, you can. Are you going to do it? Yeah, you're going to do it. I believe in you. I feel you can do it. I hope you can do it. All right. Well, hey, I always like to keep these short and sweet, so I want to give a quick shout out to Fitbod, the exercise and fitness app. My buddy Dave across the street, we've been working out, and we have been killing it with that app. It's a butt kicker, but it's we don't lift a whole lot of heavy weights. But what we do is we get one heck of a great workout, and he recommended it to me, and I'm going to reach out to the Fit app people, and they've got a podcast, so maybe we can have them on the show, and they can talk about their app, and I can get on their show. I'll keep you updated on that. I also want to let you know about my wife's business, Beachside Blend. There's a coffee truck. And hopefully by September 1st, that baby will be out and about. And if you're in the Florida area here, I'll give you location, dates, and times where she'll be. And you can get yourself a wonderful cup of coffee and some Lotus drinks and some essential oils and all kinds of other stuff that they're selling there. So that'll be good. And on the Grogan's BullyProof front, as a reminder, if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, get your tail over there. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell. It's Warrior Confidence, and of course the link is in the description box. And my two books, Becoming BullyProof and I Believe in Me, A through Z Positive Affirmations, are available on Amazon. Check those out. If you read them, loved them, let others know. And then, of course, once again, those 5-star reviews go so far. I mean, they really do, to help get us higher in the search results engine, so more people see them. And then, of course, more people will purchase the book. And yeah, I mean, I make a few bucks off the books, but it's all about getting the message out there to help empower, hopefully millions of others to, with that warrior confidence, to believe in themselves, develop that bullyproof armor, and, the ultimate goal, making society a happier, healthier, and safer place to live. Good. And then our programs, they're coming along. I'll give you more updates as we move forward with those. All right, folks. Well, as always, thank you so, so very much for your time today. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I love you. God loves you. Please share that love with the world. And until we talk again, you get out there and do your best, and I promise you'll be your very best. Have a blessed day, everybody. God bless you and your loved ones. I can't wait to chat with you again real soon. Thanks again for listening. Bye-bye. Thank you so very much for listening today. I am truly grateful. My goal is to empower millions of people with hope, faith, and confidence to believe in themselves in order to make our society a happier, healthier, and safer place to live. But I can't do it alone, so if you found value in this message, please share it with someone else who could benefit from it, and by subscribing and leaving a 5-star review. Be sure to pick up copies of my books for yourself and someone you care about at www.warriorconfidence.com. Also, remember to stay empowered throughout the week by subscribing to our YouTube channel and our Facebook and Instagram pages at Warrior Confidence. Thank you again, and have a blessed day.